On this episode of the Turnbuckle, Becky Lynch is reportedly supposed to be the mystery opponent for the Survivor Series War Games match. And the AEW locker room is skeptical about Tony Khan's claims on CM Punk and Colt Cabana. And Cody Rhodes is reportedly doing very well in his physical therapy. Folks, it's time to hit an overdrive, sorry Johnny, into some wrestling news because it's time for the Turnbuckle. According to Fightful, the former multi-time WWE Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion is planned to be the mystery partner for the Women's War Games match at Saturday's Survivor Series. The match will feature Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair teaming with Michin? I don't know. Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and the mystery partner against Bayley. WWE's Tag Team Champions Io Sky and Dakota Kai, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. On Monday's Raw, Belair said the fifth member would be revealed on this Friday's SmackDown, and that people tuning in wouldn't be disappointed. Lynch has been out of action since July's SummerSlam after suffering a separated shoulder in her match with Belair. No surgery was required, and she was expected to miss several months at the time. So there's a picture, and people have been like, oh, the mystery opponent has blue hair, so it's gotta be Sasha Banks. I'm gonna put a picture up. You probably won't be able to see it. You have to zoom in really close, and even then you probably will just be like, oh, that's just the blue from the logo or whatever, you know. It could be Becky Lynch and she could just come back with blue hair, I guess, you know. So it's really hard to tell at this point. They could be throwing a swerve and be like, oh, it's Becky Lynch, and then Sasha Banks to come back. According to Fightful Select, they're saying it's Becky Lynch. So I was about to say Becky Belair. I have no idea, right? The only person who knows is Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Those are literally the only two people who genuinely know. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, it's got to be Becky Lynch, for this reason and that reason. Because it could be neither of them. You know what I mean? It could be, I was going to say Alexa Bliss. She's already in the match. So there's some people working literally out front of our house. They're working on the power lines in our backyard. So if you hear some talking in the background or whatever, then that's pretty much what it is. Next, we're going to be talking about Tony Khan and how the AEW locker room is skeptical about his claims between CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Recently, AEW president Tony Khan claimed that CM Punk never asked him to move Colt Cabana to Ring of Honor. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that quite a few talent have skepticism regarding Khan's claims about Punk and Cabana's relationship. The whole Cabana thing, I keep getting stuff from talents and AEW about this. Ever since Saturday, I've gotten a lot, and put it this way, there's a lot of talent that is very convinced of one thing. Obviously, CM Punk is, and he's always been very adamant that he had nothing to do with it. Tony said that Punk had nothing to do with it. This was back in August, so that story is not going to change publicly one way or another. Even today, I just got something that was just can't you just see? Isn't it obvious? It's not like they're speculating. They believe that they know the story. That's basically that. I'm sure that one will never go away. I'm not a part of the AEW locker room. There's a lot of different things in the wrestling news circle that you can really say adamantly one way or another, and there's things like this where it's I don't know. The only person who really knows is Tony Khan, and they did ask him during the media scrum and he says no. So I don't really know what you want me to do. Anyone can go up to him and go liar, and he can go, well, that's not true. So to sit here and be like, well, I don't think that's the case. We really have to boil it down to just how much sway CM Punk has. And considering the fact that CM Punk isn't back in the company, I would argue that he doesn't really have a whole lot of sway. I don't know, because I'm not Tony Khan. So it could be true. That's the thing. It could be 100% true. Tony Khan could have went, hey, Colt Cabana, CM Punk said that he doesn't like you, so go to Ring of Honor. And then someone could ask him, Tony Khan could be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But it doesn't make any sense to do that if you're going to fire CM Punk and then not do anything with Colt Cabana. That doesn't make any sense. So unless it comes out that Tony Khan was being an absolute liar, right? There's not really much else that we can say. We have to go with the notion, right, that Tony Khan is just but he only did it one time. He did it one time in Colt Cabana. But to be fair, Miro isn't there. You know what I mean? Andrade isn't there. There's a lot of wrestlers that aren't being featured right now. So it's like a train station. It's just trains in and out in a station. So you can't even sit there and be like, oh, this stuff is yeah, but that's also happening too. So I mean, it's hard to tell. At this point, it's literally just, well, I don't like Tony Khan, so I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to go with the thing that goes against Tony Khan. So if it sounds like the thing that's happening is against him, then I'm just going to agree with it. It's like, well, we don't actually know. Finally, we're going to be talking about Cody Rhodes and how he is making a speedy recovery in physical therapy. This week, former AEW/WWE talent Brandy Rhodes was interviewed on Steve Fall's 10 Count. She was there to promote her podcast and to discuss her family and her future aspirations in and out of wrestling. She also discussed Cody Rhodes' rehab. Cody, according to Brandy, needs to wrestle again because it's in his blood. She also provided an update on his health, which she said is now really good. Brandy also shared the accompanied Cody to the physical therapist. Was impressed with how he looks. How did you share him to the physical therapist? That doesn't... Here you go. You can have him, but only for today. It's therapy. He needs to be here for like multiple weeks. What are you talking about? He needs to wrestle. It's in his blood. It's part of his makeup. But now he's been great through all of this. All the work that he's been doing to get back has been really good. I went with him to his physical therapist yesterday to finally see, because he's been ragging on me the entire time. You haven't come. You have to come. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming to see. I was really just impressed with how he looks now. He doesn't look like anything happened, which is crazy because he had major surgery. So he looks like the same Cody to me. The muscle mass is all there, he looks ready to me, but I'm not a doctor. Just like how Super Hot Fire isn't a rapper. It just makes sense. I want to sit here and be like, oh, he's doing like the John Cena thing, but if he was really doing the John Cena thing, he would be coming back in like a week. He would have gotten the whole pectoral thing, wrestled with the, messed up pectoral, and then literally like a week and a half later came back just without a pec, or done the Rock thing. Remember when the Rock got like nipple surgery and he wrestled Mick Foley in like the big, track outfit? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm speculating that he's going to be back sometime after Survivor Series, but I don't actually know. I mean, I'm not a doctor either. As much as I look like one, you know what I'm saying? I don't actually. You're right. I just play one on TV, so it's really hard to sit here and be like, oh, he's going to come back at this time. It sounds like he's 100%. It sounds like she was literally like, oh, it's like he never even, like, it's like nothing even happened. That sounds like he's pretty much ready to go. It sounds like he's like, upwards of like 90%. Like I said, we could potentially see him back in the ring at some point. It's hard to say when, right? I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's going to be back and this time or that time. We're just going to have to wait until the report comes out, because other than that, all we can do is just sit here, and just, do the thing where like the dog stares at like the front door, but like, until then we can't really say anything. What do we talk about? What did we talk about? Becky Lynch is going to be the mystery opponent for the Survivor Series War Games match. We have no idea. The picture says it's blue hair, but it could just be Becky Lynch with blue hair, or it could be Sasha Banks, or it could be Spider-Pig with a blue wig. You know what I mean? Like, we have no idea. The AEW locker room is skeptical about Tony Khan's claims about Colt Cabana and CM Punk. The only person who knows is Tony Khan, and Tony Khan could be lying. He could be lying. We have literally no idea. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the exact reason why this is happening is because Tony Khan is a snake. But I don't know, right? But it makes sense that if you don't like Tony Khan or you don't like AEW, you're going to say things like that because you basically want to go against, right, Tony Khan's like beliefs and everything. I don't know. I have like literally no idea. So unless it comes out that Tony Khan was lying, we literally cannot sit here and say anything. And finally, Cody Rhodes is making a speedy recovery. You love to see it, folks, okay? It sounds like he's going to be back sooner rather than later. I couldn't be more over the moon about it. But again, we don't actually know when he could be back. It could be next week. It could be a month from now. We genuinely have no idea, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I really hope you guys... Nope, we're not doing that when I'm going to stop myself, all right? You see, I hit the mic and everything, all right? As, they're pulling into the siding. Anyway, hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. As always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.